What we are going to do instead is just get to the bottom of it. Let's see if we can predict where some of these guys end up. Let's not go all into, well, I hear this or I think this, because number one, nobody really knows. You know,
Right.
I think that's the thing, especially, and it's for a little bit there. You kind of want to know what the inside scoop is, but there's so many conflicting reports. We don't ever really know. So some of the top free agents, we're going to go through, Josh, and we're going to say where we believe this player ends up. So right off the bat, we'll go with the NBA Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Where do you see Kawhi playing next season? To me, I think two teams are the possibility signing spots. But where do you see him playing?
Clippers or Raptors?
Yeah. That's
I think
where
it's going to be the Raptors.
Yeah, you think the Raptors? Okay.
Yep. And I think part of that is, New Balance. They can market the whole country of Canada. Kawhi can market the whole country of Canada while being in a kind of a more chilled spot, which to me fits his personality.
Right. And just to move to LA, be back in the spotlight of things. I don't know. I know he's from the West Coast, but he has a very laid back personality. It would actually make sense for him to stay in Toronto. I'm going to say I think he ends up in a Clipper uniform. If I had to say a percentage between the two, it's like neck and neck. Like I'm 51% going to lean towards the Clippers and 49% to Toronto. That's how close I look at it there. So two of the same teams in mind, though, that we have there. Number two, of course, Kevin Durant, coming off that torn Achilles that he's going to miss all next year. Where do you see him signing?
I think for KD, it comes down to three teams, really.
Three teams?
Golden State,
Okay.
the Knicks, the Nets.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of leaning. I sold his house in L.A. or California.
I think
whatever.
he's leaving Golden State.
I think he's leaving. And I think he's probably leaning toward Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I think Brooklyn is probably the team I'm going to pick here. It's 3 weeks ago, it looked like it was going to be the Warriors. 3 months ago, it was the Knicks. And then all of a sudden, the Nets are the team. I think it's going to be the Nets.
Yeah, I might sound like the pessimistic Knicks fan here, and I just can't help it until I see something happen for the Knicks. I'm just going to look at the negative side and how it always fails. And my gut is telling me, for some odd reason, Brooklyn is the destination.
Right.
I think Golden State is done. I don't think they bring him back at all. I would say about 60% I see him in a Brooklyn Net uniform.
Right.
About 40% chance I see him in a Knicks uniform. I think Brooklyn gets him.
I think Brooklyn does get him.
And I'm going to be in a very, very bad mood. Very bad mood. I'm going to be really, 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 really mad. Kyrie Irving, number 3 on the top free agent list. Where do you see him playing next year?
Wherever he goes, I think he makes them worse.
There's something wrong with him, man. He's like changing. It really is like just different.
Yeah.
I don't know what his deal is. He became a diva. I still love him.
Really strange.
Still one of my favorite players to watch. But
yeah, he's exciting to watch.
And
His moves are insane.
I'll still take him in a heartbeat. But if the Knicks don't land Kyrie, I'm okay with it. If we do, I'll love it. But if not, I'm okay with it because he's a little different. But I think he's going to Brooklyn here as well. I'm about 90% sure he's in Brooklyn.
I'm a lean to Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time there recently. The Lakers talk is picking up, but I just don't see how he could go to LA. I just don't.
It
just doesn't. It seems odd to me.
I think he wants to be the main guy, but if Durant's there, he's not going to be, at least for 1 year. So it's just a little confusing. Right. That's what I mean. Like people say he wants to be the main guy, but then he wants to team up with KD or something. So
right. I think it's odd. I think he should definitely be the number 2 guy wherever he goes. But
I definitely say Brooklyn. So far, you have Toronto. Hi, Alex. You should have seen this bug I just killed in here. It was huge. Dude, it was massive. It was the most frightening radio experience ever. But all right, so we have Toronto for you. I have the Clippers for Kawhi.
Right.
Both have Brooklyn for Durant, right?
Right.
and both have Brooklyn for Kyrie. All right, number 4, Jimmy Butler. I don't know.
This is the biggest
Who
curveball to
knows?
me.
I don't know.
I tend to lean that he's going to stay with Philly,
Okay.
but I think a good fit for him, if LA is going to do a max contract, I think he'd fit good with the Lakers. I really think he could, because he could be kind of like he provides that defense and doesn't really have to have the ball all the time, but he can make plays. But I think he stays in Philly.
All right, so Jimmy Butler. I mean, I think he wants to look at L.A., but are they willing to pay him?
Right.
The Lakers I'm talking about, are they willing to pay him? Or the Clippers?
I think he'd be more likely to go to Clippers than LA, but
I just have a feeling he's going to be in L.A. somewhere. One of the
Yeah,
two. I
think
really
so.
do. So I'm going to say one of the L.A. teams. I know that's not one team, but I'm going to say one of the L.A. teams.
which, by the way, download this app called Mockout. You could do all the free agent predictions on this app, and you get scored.
Can you?
And you do mock drafts too. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Kimball Walker, number 5.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston seems to be the team that's really on them. They know they're going to lose Kyrie. I think they're looking to move on. Now, Charlotte would like to keep him, but
I like
they're
that
not gonna offer
trade-off.
him a
You
max
trade
deal.
Kyrie for Kimba.
Yeah.
Kimba coming into his prime. I like it.
I want Kimba if the Knicks don't get Kyrie, but it's not. I want everybody, apparently. But, yeah, I think Boston does replace Kyrie with Kimba
Right.
here. So I think he puts on the Celtic uniform. That's a great pickup for the Celtics. Number 6, D'Angelo Russell. He's not staying in Brooklyn.
Honestly, number 6.
He had a very good year. He's 23 years old.
Yeah, he did have a good year.
Very, very good year. I like D'Angelo Russell. I really do. I like what I have seen from his development over the years. And he's a sneaky superstar, but he's becoming on that trend. He's not ahead of Kyrie. He's not ahead of Kimba to me. Those are the
Right.
two guys you try to get. But if you don't get them, D'Angelo is not a bad player to take on. And the last I've seen is that he's planning on meeting with the Lakers. So the team that drafted him and traded him, he's looking to meet with them. That could be interesting. I think the Knicks could look into it if Kyrie goes to Brooklyn. I think the Knicks or L.A., again, are some spots that he can end up in. And it's weird because it's just like these few teams that are in the market that are really going to be grabbing guys. Clippers, Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn are going to get 2 guys already. So it could be really anywhere these guys could go and fit in with somebody. But those are the teams that are looking to do the super team thing. And it's going to be interesting. I do see D'Angelo Russell possibly staying in New York, though, and with the Knicks. I do see it happen.
I see the Knicks, if the Nets strike out with Kyrie,
Then he stays with Brooklyn.
It definitely stays with Brooklyn in
Yeah.
that case. But Minnesota team to watch out for. They're trying to make some moves, maybe a sign and trade with Wiggins, I think is some of the rumors I've seen. But I think Minnesota could be that team. This one's hardest for me to pick because there's a number of teams that he could go to, and it kind of depends on where the other top guys go before he gets the sign.
All right, we'll jump to a break. We'll come back. We'll look at a couple of few names here and wrap up the show. So, where's Boogie Cousins going to go, Klay Thompson, things like that. So we'll talk about those guys and kind of predict it, where they could end up next year. That's coming up next here on the Saturday Sports Report.
Grill 221 like to say they have the best